What's up, movie maniacs? Back with another one. And in this video, I've got 6 movies to talk about and 4 new additions to the Blu-ray collection. Let's just get into it. First one right off the bat, The Stranger with Steve Austin. I think I paid $1 for this off Vinted, and that was probably $1 too much. This was not a very good movie. Super boring. I mean, I like Steve Austin as an actor. I think he's fun to watch, but he is just so flat in this movie. He doesn't really bring anything to the character. It's like he's having a hard time just reciting his lines. It's like he doesn't even want to be there. And the whole story is like about Steve Austin and he lost his memory. So it's one of those lose your memory movies where the whole time he's trying to remember, who he was and all this stuff, and he's having flashbacks of the past. It's the whole stereotypical I lost my memory movie. And it's just not good. This is like a bad made for TV movie. That's the feel that it had to it. Yeah, just very subpar. Stuff wasn't believable. I mean, at the very end, he's like holding a guy, over a big drop. And if he lets him go, he's going to die. And literally the guy is holding on by one hand. His other hand is swinging around. And you can tell it's like he's holding him over this big metal walkway. Steve Austin's like over the rail and he's holding him up. The guy's like a foot above the edge of the bottom of the walkway. And he's got this hand flying around. Why don't you just reach up and grab the freaking metal walkway with your free hand? No, he's just like, don't drop me, don't drop me. And then, of course, Steve Austin drops him. This movie was just ridiculous. Like I said, I spent $1 for it, and that was probably $1 too much. But let's just get into the next movie here that I've got to talk about. Pitch Perfect. I love this movie. I absolutely just love this movie. It's just a feel-good movie. It just makes you feel good. I love the music in it. I mean, I've probably seen this like 4 or 5 times before. And I always liked it. I haven't seen it in probably like 10 years. But I popped it in again and I liked it just as much as I did 10 years ago. Totally awesome. Elizabeth Banks as the a cappella announcer or whatever she is. She is so funny. She's so funny. Her and that other guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but dude, the stuff that they're saying is so funny. I love her quote. She's like, nothing makes a girl feel like a woman more than a man who sings like a boy. As soon as she said that, man, I was like, oh, this movie's going to be good when I first saw it. And then like the dudes come on. She's like, oh, I need to go to the women's room to freshen up the downtown, if you know what I mean. And the guy's like, can I help? This movie is great. Excellent. I mean, I don't know what even possessed me to watch this in the first place, years and years ago, because it just looks like such a total chick flick. I don't know what possessed me to pop this in and watch it, but I'm so glad I did, because it's just such a feel-good movie. I love it so much. And like I said, the music is top-notch. I love the a cappella songs that they sing. I liked this so much that immediately after I got done watching it, I bought part 2. I think I've seen part 2 and I didn't think it was as good, but I was loving this so much. I was like, dude, let's get part 2. I need more. I need more acapella. I need more acapella. So yeah, that's a great movie. Excellent movie. If you have not seen Pitch Perfect, I highly recommend it. Moving on. We've got Russell Crowe in Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. I can always pop this in and just watch the whole thing. I love this movie. Someone asked me recently in a comment section what were my top 5 favorite historical movies. I said Master and Commander, The Patriot, Braveheart, Troy, and Gladiator. Those are probably my top 5 favorites off the top of my head. But yeah, this is definitely one of my faves as far as a historical movie, as far as like one of my all-time favorite movies. It's just done so well. It's got such a great atmosphere just on that boat. You almost feel like you're on the boat. Actually, it's a ship. I should say the ship. You almost feel like you're on there with them or something. I love it. I love the character development. I like all the actors. Like I said, I like all the characters that they play. You get to know each and every one of them. I especially love the little kid that has to get his arm amputated. Man, that kid's he's a little badass. He's pretty tough. I love his attitude and everything. I especially like when they're on the Galapagos Islands and they're going around collecting the different species of animals and stuff. That looked like so much fun. Like that looks like so much fun. Just to get to walk around, and to see all that new stuff. Man, amazing. Yeah, I totally love this. Russell Crowe knocks it out of the park. Knocks it completely out of the park. And when I was watching this is the first time I've seen it on Blu-ray, because previously all I had was a burned copy on DVD. And this is such a long movie that the movie file was so huge that when I made my burned DVD, I had to compress it down to like 60% to get it to fit on a single layer burned disc. And when you do that, it's going to make it look a little chunkier. Like you can see the pixelation, and it's not nearly as good as even a regular DVD. So watching this on Blu-ray, this blew me away. I was seeing stuff that I'd never seen before. I could actually see the lesser of the two weevils in detail. 1080p, I could see the lesser of the two weevils. I noticed his ear, Russell Crowe's left ear's all mangled up at the bottom. I never noticed that before. So yeah, this was really fun to watch on Blu-ray. I'm so glad I have it. And I might even get the DVD of this, because there's a 2-disc DVD set that I guess is really good. It's got like a bunch of extra bonus features and stuff like that. It's the one that looks like it's the color of parchment paper, kind of a tan looking DVD case. It's a 2-disc set. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on Vinted, and if that comes through for like less than $5, I'm probably going to grab it just to have it in my collection. I'll probably never watch it, but I want to have that because I love this movie so much. But I give this movie 2 thumbs way up. I highly, highly recommend it if you haven't seen it before. It's good. You won't be disappointed. Next on the list, Superbad with Michael Cera and Jonah Hill. And I remember when this first came out, I thought this was one of the funniest movies of the year. I totally loved it, thought it was hilarious. But watching it again, now years and years later, I don't think this held up that well. This did not age very well at all. I was just not laughing. One of the funniest characters in here is McLovin. Dude, that performance will never get old. Him riding around with the cops, getting all fucked up, drunk, shooting at stuff, blowing up the cop car. That was funny. But the cops were so dumb. Seth Rogen and Bill Hader, God, they just acted so dumb. Like no cops would ever act like that. They wouldn't go do stuff like that. I realize you've got some bad cops out there that are probably going to bend the rules every now and then, but the way they were acting was just so over the top, so unbelievable. Shoot. Dumbass Seth Rogen. Yeah, I really did not enjoy this that much. Watching it again, I was just like, man, like I thought this was funny, but like I said, I don't think it aged that well. It was pretty cool though to watch the whole story with the fake ID, McLovin getting his fake ID. That part of the storyline is hilarious, because back in the day when I was in high school, I was the one that had the fake ID. It was so awesome too how I got my fake ID, how I actually made it myself. When I got my driver's license, I literally got the license like 1 month before they switched over to like the little barcode on the back, to where they were all like electronic, and they had like a little reader code on the back. Mine didn't have that. Literally, like I said, I got it literally a month before they switched all the licenses over to that. And I was born in 77. So on the second 7, I added a little tail. Like I took a pin, just like a regular ballpoint pin, and just added a little tail to the 7. So it looked like a 72. You couldn't tell. Like if you just looked at it, it looked like a 72. So I'd go in there. The guy was like, let me see your ID. And I show it to him. He's like, oh, dang. He's like, my apologies. He's like, I didn't think you were that old. I mean, it worked flawlessly. And then if there was any problems or anything, you could just wet your finger and rub the ink off, and it would go back to the 77. So I would go back and forth with it. I mean, you literally just had to put a couple little dots of ink on the bottom of that 7 to make it look like a 72. Yeah, it didn't even look like a regular 2 because on the 2s normally were kind of curved at the top, but the 7 was flat. It looked more like a Z. But like I'm saying, at first glance, you couldn't tell. Like you'd had to get like a microscope or something to see the difference. So it worked flawlessly. I was always able to get alcohol. It wasn't a problem. I just really wasn't a big drinker. I was more of a pothead. So I didn't really care that much about getting alcohol, but it worked. I mean, if anybody else needed alcohol, dude, I could get it easily. It was so awesome. And I did have a few run-ins with the police here and there. And at one point, the police officer comes back to the car after running my ID. He's like, what's the deal? He's like, I got you in here as a 72 and then also as a 77. He's like, which one is it? I go, it's 77. I go, 72. He's like, well, look at your ID. It looks like it says 72. I was like, what? I got my finger wet and I rubbed it off. I was like, dude, I was like, that must have been a little mark on there. I was like, it's a 77. He looked at me like, you little fucking prick. He knew exactly what I was doing. He knew exactly. He gave me this look. He was like, oh, you little bastard. So I have firsthand experience with fake IDs. It's so funny though. McLovin. That's the name you picked, McLovin? It's a stupid fucking name. So great. Like I said, I thought that was the best part of the movie, the whole fake ID thing. But Jonah Hill trying to get the alcohol, especially when he's at the adults party and he's just thinking about stealing that alcohol. I was like, dude, you're such a little asshole. Like you're such an ass. And then he puts it in the laundry detergent plastic containers. Dude, that would taste like shit. Like what? Like you actually drank that? You drank laundry detergent? There's no way you could clean that out. Even if you ran water through that thing like 10 times, it was still tastes like laundry detergent. And he fills it up with beer thinking he's smooth. God, what a little dumbass. Yeah, Jonah Hill, dude. I don't see how Michael Cera could be friends with him. Honestly, he just seemed like such a little dork. Just always talking about sex and everything. God, he was almost obnoxious watching it again. Like I said, not nearly as funny as I remember it being. Moving on here, and these are the new releases. I got these actually yesterday. First one, Tommy Boy. And I already watched this. And I laughed more in the first minute of watching this than I did the whole movie of Superbad. This is hilarious. I love these 90s comedies, man. I was the biggest Chris Farley fan ever. When he died, I was actually really upset. Like usually when you hear about celebrities dying and stuff, you're like, oh, that sucks, but it doesn't really affect your day. You don't really care that much. I mean, it's sad to hear, but it's not like going to ruin your day or anything. When he passed away, I was like, I can't deliver pizzas today. I'm sorry, Pizza Hut. I cannot deliver pizzas today. I am way too upset. Yeah, it hit me so hard. This is probably the saddest I've ever been when a celebrity has died. Yeah, I loved him so much. He was so funny. This movie, Tommy Boy and Black Sheep were my two faves. And I think I like Black Sheep a tiny bit more, just because it's just a little more risque. I don't know, the jokes in there. This seemed like the family friendly comedy, whereas Black Sheep was more like the, I don't know, to say more R-rated type humor. You know, he gets high off the nitrous oxide, him and David Spade driving around. So funny. He's like, yeah, this map is heavy. He's got all those roads on it. That's another one of those funny words. Roads. Just stupid shit like that. I always thought Black Sheep was hilarious. So I've got it on DVD. I've got this on DVD. This is an upgrade. And as soon as I see Black Sheep come through, I'm grabbing that quick. That's high up on my list. But yeah, I just love Chris Farley and him paired up with David Spade. That's a great comedy duo. Excellent comedy duo. Man, this had me laughing. I hadn't seen this in a while and I was just cracking up. Super funny. Super duper funny. I just feel like the humor back in the 90s was different than the humor nowadays. Like the humor nowadays is all sarcastic and I don't know. This had more like slapstick, physical humor in it. That you just really don't see that as much anymore. Not in my opinion. Like I said, everything nowadays is just like everybody's being a smartass with something real sarcastic to say. And I think that this movie is responsible for one of the most popular Mandela effects that exists. And that's the one where people think that in The Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader says to Luke, Luke, I am your father. Even though in the actual Empire Strikes Back movie, he says, no, I am your father, because he's answering Luke. Luke is like talking about, what Obi-Wan told him. He says, no, he says that you killed him. He says, no, I am your father. But in this movie, when Tommy Boy gets his new office and he's got the fan, he's like, Lila, Lila, and he's talking into the fan, making his voice sound like Darth Vader. He's like, Luke, Luke, I am your father. So people remember that from this movie, and they get it confused with the real movie, and that's why they think he says, Luke, I am your father. I think it completely comes from this. It's just society in general remembering it wrong. Thus, that's exactly what the Mandela effect is. It's people remembering things wrong. I mean, the name Mandela effect comes from people in America thinking that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s. Okay, that's an American thing. Show me somebody in Africa that actually thought Mandela died in the 80s in prison. No, it's just something that Americans remembered wrong. And thus the name the Mandela effect. Moving on to the next one that I got yesterday, and I already watched it. Deadpool 2. And this is what I'm talking about with the sarcastic comedy. This is the same thing as part 1. It's like the same type of thing as part 1. You feel like you're tripping on acid or something when you watch these movies. Like, they're so crazy. They're so unhinged. They're nuts. I respect what they were trying to do with these movies. I totally respect it. I feel like it's a new take on the movies. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they just lay it on way too thick. I mean, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, he can't be serious about anything. Everything is a joke. Every line he says, he's trying to be funny. It's just a little too much. It's a little too much. And I hate the way that he breaks the fourth wall constantly through part 1 and part 2. It's the same thing. He's always talking to the camera, acting like it's a movie and stuff. I don't like that as much. I could deal with the comedy, but him breaking the fourth wall, like in every scene, it gets old after a while. It gets real old. But I think I actually like this one more than the first Deadpool. I thought it was not as depressing, not as dark. The first one was kind of morbid. I don't know. The first one, I really couldn't get into it, but I like this one a lot more. I especially like those action scenes at the beginning, like when he's taking all those guys out in the sauna. Dude, that's sick. Like when it shows him going on all those different little missions, taking out all those dudes. Yeah, those scenes are cool. And I don't know, I like the ending of this better. Had a more uplifting ending. I was shocked that they killed his girlfriend before the credits even rolled. Yeah, they shoot her right through that stupid tattoo on her breast. That stupid big black thing right on her boob, which looks so dumb. Dude, the bullet goes right through that. It's like they were aiming for it, which I can't blame them because it's ugly. Chest tattoos on women look like absolute trash. Women, if you're watching this, don't mess with this area at all. Okay? It already looks good. You don't need to add to it with terrible artwork. Okay, you guys know how I feel about tattoos on women. You already know. But speaking of rolling the credits at the beginning, I don't even see why they even did that. If they're all just going to be jokes, produced by, I can't believe they killed the girl already, directed by, she was everybody's favorite character. Like, dude, what's the point? Why, just to be funny? Like I'm saying, this just tries to overdo it with the jokes, I think. It's just, they're a little much after a while. Like I'm saying, he can't be serious about anything. Yeah, I don't know. I did like it though. I like the Cable character. He was badass. He was cool. And Domino wasn't bad either. I thought I was going to hate her just from her look right there. But I liked her. She did a good job. Like her whole superpower is getting lucky. Which is kind of original. It's kind of cool. But yeah, this was actually good. Like I'm saying, I like this better than the first one. Now the next one that I need to get is Deadpool and Wolverine. And from what I was reading, that is the #1 grossing R-rated movie of all time. I mean, that thing made well over $1 billion. So as soon as I see that one come through, I'm grabbing it for sure. All right, moving on to the last two new pickups. I just got these today in the mail. Seven. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and you all know about Seven. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Yep, Brad Pitt. This is a pretty gritty thriller slash kind of a horror-ish type movie. Yeah, this is good. I like this movie. I had it on DVD, and when I saw the Blu-ray come through for dirt cheap, I went ahead and I snatched it up. Yeah, haven't seen this in a long time, so I'm going to have to watch it again one of these days. And then last on the list here, Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson in The Island. And I watched this for the first time probably within the last year, and I loved it. I loved it. I didn't know what this was ever about. I was looking up on Google, like, what are some cool sci-fi movies? And it pulled up The Island, and then I looked through my list, and I was like, oh, I got that. I was like, let's watch it. And I was like, this is excellent. I love this movie. I love the whole concept of it. Like where they have the second little colony of basically clones. Like if you're a rich person in the future, you can buy a clone of yourself that they'll grow and raise. And then like if you have heart failure or something, they can harvest your clone for the heart and put that heart right into you, and everything matches because it's like a secondary body. But these people that like, they're not that smart. They don't have a high intelligence level because they're just clones. And it's like they fool them into this idea that, you know, you're going to go to the island. Like if you win the contest, you get to go to the island, even though that really means that they're just going to take you and harvest you for your organs or whatever, and then you're going to disappear. But everybody in the little clone colony thinks that they're going to the island. That's where the name The Island comes from. But yeah, Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson start to figure things out, and they break away into the real world. And Scarlett Johansson is just amazingly beautiful in this movie. Wow. Just gorgeous. Because she's the clone for like this big supermodel in real life. You know, and you got football players and stuff that have clones in there. So yeah, it's a cool concept for a movie. I think this was well done. Yeah, I like it. So when I saw it come through for $2, I grabbed it quick. Yeah, I like this. This is a good one. I'm glad I have it in the collection now. But that's about all I've got for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And until the next one, y'all, peace.